The Boy Who Painted Dreams. In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and a whispering forest, lived a boy named Elian. Elian was a quiet child with eyes the color of a summer sky and hands that were never quite clean. For you see, Elian was a painter. But he didn't paint on ordinary canvases or with ordinary paints. Elian painted dreams. Each morning, when the first rays of sun tickled the rooftops, Elian would wake up, his mind buzzing with colors from the night before. He would rush to his little attic room, where pots of starlight silver, moonbeam white, and laughter gold shimmered on his windowsill. With a brush made from the softest feather of a sleeping owl, he would begin to paint. He didn't paint what he saw, he painted what he felt in his dreams. One day, he painted a towering castle made of swirling, transparent blues and greens. That was old Mr. Higgins' dream, he whispered to his mother. He was dreaming of swimming in the ocean again, like he did as a young man. And sure enough, when Mr. Higgins came to buy bread, he had a spring in his step and a salty smile on his face. Another time, Elian painted a flurry of tiny, bright yellow orbs dancing around a single, gentle, pink flower. "That's little Clara's dream," he said. She was dreaming of fireflies having a party in her garden. Clara, who had been afraid of the dark, woke up that morning and asked if she could leave the window open, just in case her new friends wanted to visit. Elian's paintings were beautiful and strange. They didn't always make sense to the waking eye, but they held a magic that made the villagers feel warm and hopeful. But one night, Elian had a dream unlike any other. It was not a dream of color and light, but one of shadows and silence. He saw a great, gray fog creeping over the village, and in the fog, everyone slept, but their faces were pinched and worried. There were no dreams in the fog, only quiet, empty sleep. He woke up feeling heavy and cold. He went to his paints, but his brush felt clumsy. He tried to paint the fog, but the colors turned to mud on his paper. He tried to paint the silence, but it just looked like an empty, white space. A deep sadness settled in his heart. For the first time, he couldn't paint the dream. That night, the gray fog from his dream slipped into the village. The next morning, people woke up tired and grumpy. The baker burned the bread. Friends argued over nothing. The village was draped in a blanket of gloom. No one had dreamed at all. Elian knew he had to do something. He sat in his attic, staring at the muddy, failed paintings. He thought about the feeling of the dream, the cold silence, the lonely emptiness. And then he realized his mistake. He was trying to paint the fog. But what you fight, you give power to. What he needed to paint was what the fog had taken away. He closed his eyes and didn't think about the gray. He thought about the warmth of Mr. Higgins' ocean. He remembered the joy in Clara's firefly dance. He gathered every happy, colorful, loving dream he had ever painted and held them in his heart. With a deep breath, he dipped his brush not into one pot, but into all of them. He swirled together laughter gold, starlight silver, friendship orange, and hope blue. On a large, clean sheet, he began to paint. He didn't paint a thing. He painted a feeling, a great, swirling, brilliant vortex of color that looked like a sunrise singing a lullaby. It was a painting of dream itself. As he put the final brush stroke, a wonderful thing happened. The painting began to glow. The colors lifted off the paper, not as a mist, but as a gentle, radiant light. It floated out of his window, a silent firework of pure dream stuff. The light spread over the village, seeping under doors and through keyholes. It touched the forehead of every sleeping person. That night, the villagers dreamed. They dreamed of soaring on the backs of birds, of feasts with long-lost loved ones, of solving great puzzles, and of simple, quiet moments of perfect peace. The next morning, the gray fog was gone. The village woke up refreshed, their hearts light. They didn't know why, but they felt that everything was going to be all right. Elian looked out his window at the smiling faces below. He looked at his hands, stained with every color of the rainbow. He had learned that the most important dreams to paint are not just the happy ones, but the ones that chase away the shadows. He was not just the boy who painted dreams. He was the keeper of the night's magic, and with his gentle heart and his feathered brush, he would always make sure that even on the darkest nights, a little light could find its way in. And with that thought warming him like a blanket, he smiled, ready for a good day's rest, and perhaps a wonderful dream of his own. Sweet dreams.